YouTubers, you're in the railroad corner today with Walter. I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of my railroad lights here. Lately I've been doing quite a few videos involving lights, such as the topic I want to talk about today is lights. Today I want to share a little bit of knowledge I acquired. I've always been kind of ignorant or ignored the fact that these new light bulbs that come on the market, LEDs and incandescent light bulbs and halogen light bulbs and neon lights, I've never bothered to learn the difference except, they're different. Well, today I watched the video and I'm going to share a link down here in the description. I hope you'll take time to watch it. And if you're as ignorant as I was about LED lights. A man with a Danish accent, I can't think of his name right now. I think it was his page that the video was posted on is Brainiac or something. He's got a Danish accent. He does an outstanding presentation of explaining the difference in lights. I found it quite educational and somewhat entertaining. So when you get through watching my video, go over and give this guy's video a look. I think you'll find some of it downright interesting. I've changed some of my opinions on LED lights and things like that. I'm going to become a little bit more knowledgeable on the fact. But today I'm going to share a couple of railroad lanterns with you. Y'all come on over and have a look. Today in the railroad corner, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit. Today's topic is lanterns and signals. There's a lot you could talk and a lot you could learn about it. A lot I don't yet know myself. Because I was in the mechanical department, I was not a trainman. But even in my trade, there was times when I had to use hand signals to tell somebody to move a train or move a cut of cars or something. So today I'm just going to touch a little bit on lanterns, not a lot. I hope some of you find this of interest. I hope some of you find the information I want to share with you today a little bit interesting. I think I need to back the camera up just a little bit. There, that ought to be a little better. Imagine, if you will, you're the engineer on a train. You're sitting up there looking out the window like you missed Mr. Somebody. Well, you are the train driver, but you're not in charge of that train. The conductor, the brakeman, the train flagman, whoever's out there telling you when to move and what to move is actually controlling the train. Nowadays they use walkie-talkies. Some of them even use cell phones. But they all need to know hand signals. For years they used these lanterns on the railroad, and I'm sure they still do, especially in train yards. Now, if you're listening to him on the radio and he says, "Come ahead, 2 car lengths," you can understand, you know his voice. You recognize it, so you move the train ahead. What about those times when you can't hear him? There's noise all around you. The engine's running. Another train next to you is moving. There's radio chatter going on from somewhere else in the train yard. And everything's a confused mess. But you need to move your train. You're looking down the side of your train. Your brakeman has walked down there. Say he wants to make a separation or cut off a car. Well, you're watching him, you can see him, even if you can't see him at night, you can see his lantern shining. So you wait. So he walks back there, say he wants to make a cut on a cut of cars. So he tries to pull the cut lever, but it won't go because the slack is all stretched out on the train. Well, he's likely to give him a motion like this, a signal. That means back up. So when the engineer sees this, he backs up a little bit. And when he does, the couplers bunch up. He pulls the cut lever up. Then he gives an up and down motion like this. That means pull ahead, go. Make your train go. So he goes that way. As soon as he pulls a short distance, you can let go of the cut lever because the cars are separated. You give him this motion, side to side. That means stop. So, say he climbs up on the ladder on the side of the car. He's ready to go because he's going to ride the rear of that train as y'all go out. Or you go to the next switch or whatever. He gives the engineer this message. Go. So say they got to go 2 miles. He's holding on to the ladder. He's getting close to where he wants to stop. He holds his lantern out like this. That means slow along. There's lots of signals that I don't know. You can give signals for doing a brake test. Sometimes all that engineer can see at night is just that light shining, and he has to depend on you to move that train successfully. So you're not really driving that train. I mean, you're not really controlling that train, you're just driving the thing. I thought some of you might find some of those signals interesting. Now this lantern here is a new style. Years before they were made out of metal. This is one I acquired at an auction somewhere. But it is an authentic Norfolk Southern signal lantern. There's other hand signals, you can memorize them, but those that I just showed you are the most commonly used ones. I'm going to show you a couple of little lanterns here today, and later on, if any of you are at least been interested, we can talk about lanterns some more. Today I want to talk about LED lights a little bit, the newer style light bulbs, incandescent light bulbs. Some of the lights I've been sharing with you here lately. So, y'all come on over to the workbench and let me show you a couple more lights. Here's a little light I want to show you. These were issued to us, Carmen, in Emmons Yards, Georgia. I'm sure there's lots of other styles around. They probably even got some better ones now, work off of LEDs. This one works off a flashlight battery. Now why is it blue? Blue means stop on the railroad. See it flashing? That's to attract your attention to you. This would be pinned on your vest, and they'd know you were out there on the ground. I think my connections are probably a little rusty. It's not flashing like I want it to. There we go. I thought some of you might find that interesting. I'll show you the inside of it. It's got a really unusual bulb in it. Works off a flashlight battery. Took me a minute to get the bulb out, but there it is. You ever see a light bulb like that? It's got a little circuit board on the back of it. I think I'll leave the flashlight battery out for the simple reason I'm not likely to use it anytime soon, and I don't want to take a chance on the battery corroding in my one and only personal blue light. Let's set that aside. I showed you a video yesterday on my floodlight over there in the corner. We're going to use it on my lawnmower one day. And I learned some interesting things about lights today at a website. A guy talking with a Danish accent. And I was never bothered to learn really what the differences are in a LED bulb, incandescent bulbs, you know, the different types of light bulbs. I never really was interested enough to learn the differences. Well, it turns out there's some interesting facts to know about these light bulbs that we got on the market today. Incandescent light bulbs are being banned in so many places in the world. I've learned today that even halogen lights are going to be banned. Everything is going to be going to LED lights. But it's nice to know the differences between light bulbs. And I suggest you go to this web link, this website, and watch this guy's video that I watched this morning. I think some of you will find it quite interesting. I'll put a link down in the description. I found it very informative. Here's a little railroad lantern that we use in the car department. Was issued to us. Now, there's lots of different kind of lanterns was issued over the years. I don't have them all anymore. This is one I hung on to. It is fairly heavy. It weighs, good Lord, I guess it weighs 4 pounds. Maybe 5. But I still use it to this day. I keep it under my computer table up there. You can see it's on and shining. And when the electricity goes out in the house and I need to go look at the circuit breaker, the fuse box or something, or go outdoors, my light's right there under the computer table. I can reach under there and get it. Uses a regular, I don't remember what size, I did know, PR12, something like that. Standard lantern bulb, you can buy them anywhere. Now, threads are tight, I need to screw it off. Feels like I got a cross. Oh, the switch is hitting. Here's the kind of battery it uses. On the railroad, we used rechargeable batteries most of the time. This is not rechargeable. This is a Walmart special disposable battery. Took me a moment or two to get it screwed back together because it kept trying to cross thread. I've had that battery, I've had that lantern, I don't know, 20, 25 years. Still works mighty good. They're well-made lanterns. It's, see if it's got a brand name on it somewhere. Probably was inside. Oh, here we go. It is a Starlight 292. Starlight and lantern. Avon, New York, since 1889. How many lights are still made in New York or in the USA? Everything we buy now comes from China. What does that tell you? Our industry has been bought off. Railroad probably paid big dollars to supply that to me. Nowadays you can get any old cheap light from China. My little switch is loose. I need to tighten that. Back upstairs. So that's just a little bit of touching the railroad corner today on lanterns and lights. And I'm sure I could think of more subjects to talk about in the light department. So just remember, if you ever need to stop a train, sideways motion means stop. Now, you don't have to use a lantern to do that hand signal. If it's daytime and you're watching your trainman out there, flashlight ain't worth a diddly in the daytime. Seeing him is more on the up and up for obeying his signals. So he can wave a red flag or a white flag, anything. He can hold something in his hand or wave it back and forth to give that signal. A flag is a Jim Dandy thing to use. An old white rag will work just as good. So that's just a little bit of railroad knowledge for you today.